There are fascinating and pleasant people and places on my YouTube channel, Victor Markin. Click to like, comment, share, and subscribe. The call for African Americans, Diasporeans, and blacks all over the world to relocate and invest in Ghana has seen a massive result. The year of return saw several thousands of blacks heed into that call. However, Dr. David Whitaker, also known as Nana Kra Kwamina II himself, an African American and Tufuhini of Atonkwa, near Komenda in the central region of Ghana, has a piece of advice for those planning to visit and those who are already here in Ghana to have a genuine purpose for relocating to the motherland.
Many of them are coming to Africa for silly reasons. They think they're important, but they're silly. So let me give an example. If we went to Palestine today, one of our conversations, our meaningful conversations, would not be about the weather. We would be talking about what are we going to do to bring an end to this conflict and move ourselves forward. It's been going on forever and ever and ever. So the diasporan people that come here are disturbing to me when you listen to conversations and the topic is, well, the hotel water wasn't hot like I thought it was going to be. The roads are not good. The sanitation needs work. The lights go off too often, the Wi-Fi is not good enough. And I'm thinking, those are not important things in the whole scheme of things. What you're really coming here to do is to find out what happened to your family, what happened to your mind, and what were the dynamics that resulted in millions of people being stolen off of a land, sent someplace else to work for their whole life, set up systems that are designed to benefit others, and now you come back in search of the answers to these questions. And instead of focusing on that, you want to tell me that the hot water wasn't hot enough. So the first thing is to get focused on the things that really matter. What are the paradigms that are operating that were put in place? And most diasporans don't even understand that they live under these same paradigms in the U.S. They just think since their grass is greener and they cut it with a machine, it's somehow their life is qualitatively better than African people. But they're being subjected to colonialism, slavery, neo-slavery every day. And you come to another place that's operating from in a state of neo-colonialism, and you got all these complaints about the wrong things. And you don't see your problems reflected in the problems that you're looking at, because you come from another place that has convinced you that you're better than everybody else in the world. The final thing I would say to diasporans is when you come to Ghana, you get a chance to realize something that you hadn't thought about. A place that was subjected to intense colonialism. And the object of colonialism is to dominate the existing culture that's in the place it's trying to dominate. Without cultural imperialism, you can't take over a place. You've got to remove the culture. So you see a battle zone when you come to Ghana. You see the results of war. On one hand, you see the colonials and how they infiltrated and took over things. It's the colonial religious system that's in place prominently. It's the colonial school system that's in place. It's the colonial court system that's in place. It's not the indigenous systems. These are colonial systems. They marginalized the chieftaincy, which was really the heart and soul of the whole apparatus of legal, community service, military support, everything. So that's been marginalized. So you see that. You see the underdevelopment of Ghana that was done by the British. The roads don't work because the British didn't consider them important. The sanitation system is not in place because it wasn't necessary to the British interest. The electricity doesn't work good because they never put in an infrastructure because they didn't need it. But, so that's what you see on one side of your TV screen. On the other side of your TV screen, much to your amazement, you see the intact paradigms of what it means to be a family. You see intact what it means to be a community. You see intact what the chieftaincy and the festivals used to be like all the time, and they're still like that today. So you see the resilience of these systems that the British attempted to destroy. And you are amazed that they are still there. You're amazed that you can go to a marketplace with 10,000 people and there's no police officers to maintain order. You can't understand how that could happen. You can't understand how you could go on the highway and stop at police checkpoints and you argue with the police, but you don't get shot. They don't take you to jail. Your car is not towed. You don't know how that could happen because the people have character traits that are still in place after all of this oppression and abuse. And that's what you should be coming to observe, participate, and understand how that is, so that you could replicate that in America, where they have pretty much destroyed all of that.
Exactly.
And that's what you need. That's what you should be coming for. The temperature of the water is irrelevant. The air conditioning temperature is irrelevant. The roads are really irrelevant. It would be convenient. You think the Ghanaian people wouldn't like good, smooth roads? Of course they would. But that's not the priority. The priority is to recapture what it means to be a human being, what it means to be a family member, what it means to be a parent, what it means to be a student, what it means to be a community, and what has held this together throughout all of this oppression and trauma. That's what's important. The final thing that diasporans need to learn, and Ghanaians need to learn too, is that the year of return or beyond the return, what is that about? It's about recognizing that 400 years ago, African people who were brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, children of intact families were stolen. And they were shipped away to other places. And when they got to America, that family member of somebody here that survived met a girl, maybe she was on the slave ship with them, they got married, they had children, eventually one of them had me. So when I come back here, I'm not coming back here and encountering an alien population. That I say, Victor, you sold my ancestors into slavery. And so therefore I don't like you. You say, wait a minute. I didn't sell anybody into slavery, but my relatives may have done that, but they're also your relatives. My relatives maybe sold some of their relatives into slavery. And that person that survived became your relative, and so you and I are cousins. Yeah. I'm not an alien person to you that you say, well, we don't get along because I don't like them, I hate them. This is your cousin. This is your distant cousin. It's 20 generations removed, but you are related to these people. And they are related to you. So stop coming here and complaining as if you left Earth, went to Mars, and you encountered some Martians, and you're looking for your ancestors there. That's not what's happening. You're coming here for a family reunion where on both sides of this family, things have happened. But it wasn't the fault of these people. And it's not going to change the fact that you and I are related anyway. I don't care if I stop talking to you, I'm still going to be related to you. If I continue talking to you, nothing's going to change that. So I say to my brothers and sisters, start to understand and get focused on the real things that are important. Why? Because there are other people outside of this family that we have that are trying to still use those systems and exploitation to take the resources out of the country. So when you finally realize that, Victor, I think you're right. We are brothers. We are related. But now we don't have any gold left in the gold mine. We have no bauxite left in the bauxite mines. We have no salt ponds to make salt. So all of the valuable resources we had available to us, we've given away to the Chinese or the British or whatever. So when we finally come to our senses, we don't have anything left to work with. Now that will be the ultimate disaster. And that's what people are relying on. They're relying on keeping us in the dark while they sneak away like the termites. They sneak away with the resources out of the ground. So that by the time we wake up and realize our position, we have no foundation to build on.
The whole structure has been destroyed.
The whole structure has been destroyed. All the valuable things are taken out of the soil. So we just have desolate land. But we say, well, we finally realize that we're brothers. But now it's too late. We have nothing to work with. And nobody cares. They just say, well, you should have come to that conclusion in 2021. This is 27.
Dr. David Whitaker, also known as Nana Kra Kwamina II, Tufuhine of Atonkwa, near Commander in the central region of Ghana, with that piece of advice for African Americans, Diasporeans, blacks, and the general public. There are fascinating and pleasant people and places on my YouTube channel, Victor Markin. Click to like, comment, share, and subscribe.